Hey guys, so today I have a pretty cool fire table build for you. I started off by designing it in Fusion 360. Once I got the dimensions right and I was happy with how it looked, I cut out the table shape and put the trim around it. I'm using melamine for the form of this concrete tabletop because it's a nice slick surface and the concrete should pop right out once it's cured. I put a bead of silicone in the corners to make a nice round over edge once that's the top of the table, and then I build up an island in the middle to make room for the fireplace insert. I wrap the edge in duct tape to make it a little bit of a slicker surface as well. Then it's time to pour the concrete. I just used regular concrete that I found at the local hardware store. I first wiped it down with wax to make the top as slick as possible, and then just poured it in bucket by bucket, leveling it off and then vibrating the edges to get as many bubbles out as possible. I also reinforced it with rebar to add some strength. Then I covered it with tarp and let it cure for a couple days. While it cured, I moved on to the metal legs. I wanted to use the three materials, concrete, wood, and metal for this project to create a unique look. Here I'm just cutting everything to length that I need to make the box and the single leg on the other side. Then I drilled all the holes for putting the screws into the wood. I went over to a friend's house to weld up the legs, which I didn't take a video of, but here's a picture in the process of making the legs. Once the legs were welded together, I ground everything smooth before spray painting them in the backyard. Then I filled in the legs with treated lumber. I built a door to fill in the last side of that cube so we can get the propane bottle in and out easily. To finish off the base of this project, I mounted the starter and valve. I didn't like the silver color or the shape of this valve, so I cut it a little bit and then sanded it down before I painted it. Then I made a pretty ugly hole to mount this in. Once it was in the base, I put a symbol for the starter and my logo on the plate. After the concrete dried for a few days, I took the edges off to see how it looked. I noticed there were a lot of bubbles, which was pretty expected. So I filled everything with concrete filler and then sanded it off to reveal a smooth surface. And to finish it off, I put 3 coats of concrete sealer on it. And here's the final reveal. Time to cook some weenies. Thanks for watching. Please share this video so I can share my work with more people.